Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot in the Pagan Perspective. This week we're talking about justice. It's a heavy topic. Chad wrote in, here's a discussion topic that I'm interested in. Is a modern day neo-pagan more in line with the concept of restorative justice or punitive justice? I know that I instinctively lean towards restorative justice over punitive justice, but am I out of step with the thoughts and beliefs of other neo-pagans? I don't know about other pagans, I can only speak for myself, but I want to go over the terms of restorative justice and punitive justice. Loosely based, restorative justice is an approach to justice that focuses on the needs of the victims and the offenders, as well as the involved community, instead of satisfying the abstract legal principles or punishing the offender. And punitive justice, also known as retributive justice, is a theory of justice that considers punishment, if proportionate, to be the best response for the crime. Basically what we have in our judicial system today, where you do the crime, you do the time. I recently read, probably about 5 minutes ago, an article in Psychology Today, correct? Titled Restorative Justice or Punitive Justice, and I'll link to the article below. It made actually a really good argument for restorative justice in stating that in cases where the offender and the offended, where they can get into a group and when they actually talk about the offender's impact on the offended's life, the victim's life, and the community around them, it lowered the recidivism rate, if I can get that out, and rehabilitated more members. The only problem I have with that is if the person, the offender in this case, if that person is actually willing to admit that they did something wrong. You have people like Charles Manson, Adolf Hitler. I mean, these are extreme cases, I know, where they don't feel any remorse for what they did at all. Taken back to instances like the Columbine shooting, the 9/11 hijacking, the shootings in, where was it, Connecticut, I believe it was, and other shootings such as that. You have people that show no remorse and possibly will never, even in the afterlife, show any remorse for what they've done. So I kind of have a problem with restorative justice on that part. I think it's great in some cases. However, I don't think restorative justice would work in all cases. I'm kind of taken back to a conversation that I had with a chaplain. It was back in 2007, possibly early 2008, where a chaplain had what he called table talks, where we'd all sit together and we would, shoot out all these questions about theology and what we personally thought on the case. And one of them was the death penalty. Now, I'm not going to make this into a big, deal about the death penalty, but something he said pretty much resonated with what I still hold true today. We think of the human condition, the humans in general, as a giant body. Whenever you have cancer, you don't just sit there and say, oh, don't be cancer. You have to cut it out. You have to extract it from the human condition, the human body, in this case, humanity in general. You have to take it away from that and get it as far away from other human beings, in this case us being the cells, you have to get away from that human body, that human aspect, as much as possible in order to lessen the effect that it has on the population. So whenever he said that, I still agree with that. In certain cases, I still believe in the death penalty, where people show no remorse. They will never show any remorse, and the economic effect on our society is draining. So I believe that punitive justice definitely serves in some of the more extreme cases, and some of the lesser extreme cases, and I don't want to try to make it like a hierarchy of, you know, oh, this offense is worse than this one type thing, because I think any offense on a human being is an offense, you know, no matter what the degrees are. And that's just something that I hold to my beliefs. I think that that whenever you have these people that show no remorse, I don't think they can necessarily just be talked to and poof, they're rehabilitated. There are certainly many rapists out there that say they will do it again. There are people who they are drug addicts, and it's because of the drugs that they were that way. Well, just talking to them isn't necessarily going to mean that whenever they get out of prison that they're not going to go back to that. I think it would be very intense of a program. In the Psychology Today article that I read, it said it's a 34-week program, which is a pretty healthy program as far as time given to it. But I don't think it would work for everybody. So I think in certain cases where the person is not psychologically fit to be rehabilitated, where they don't have any intent to be rehabilitated other than to get out of prison, serve their time, get out of prison, and then continue doing what they were doing, I think the punitive justice works fairly well. In cases where, oh, this guy stole because he really needed money, or something to that effect, I think there's a certain rehabilitation that can go along with that. In the article that I read, again, it'll be posted in the bottom bar, it gave an instance of this woman talking to the men who stabbed her son. And if the person was willing to be rehabilitated on a psychological level, I think that's all well and good to a certain extent. However, I think it might also lessen the effects of what actually occurred. So I'm very conflicted with this. You make a very good point. Like I said, I can't really speak to the general pagan community, or neo-pagan community, as you put it here. I can only speak for myself and my thoughts and beliefs. Again, I think it all depends on the aspect of all the people involved. I think it mainly is on the aspect of the person who is the offender in this situation. So, yeah, pretty heavy topic. A lot of things rolling around up in there. Oh boy. Please, February, don't have such heavy topics. Thank you. I'm going to try to get this edited down and up as quickly as possible between now and the time that I go to work. I also have like 3 videos ready to be posted on my personal channel that I'm going to try to edit down and hopefully get at least one of them up before I head to work. But if not today, or yeah, if not on Monday, wherever you're at, then possibly Tuesday, I will have a new video on there, and I have a couple other ones in the queue waiting to be edited. So go ahead and look forward to those. Visit my channel and all that stuff. Everything's in the bottom bar. So since I got my voice back to the proper amount to be able to do videos, I'm going to be starting to get more and more videos up. So until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. May your ancestors be with you, and have a great day and a better tomorrow. Bye-bye.